Hi, Angela Miller here with OMParenting. Welcome back to another video in the Solace series. Today I want to talk about technology. A lot of my families and parents that I'm working with have been processing a lot of struggles with trying to figure out what their balance is before the quarantine and now that we're in the quarantine. A lot of times before the quarantine, a lot of families had limits and boundaries with regards to technology and how much and when it goes off. And now that we're in our homes a lot more often, kids are involved in e-learning and parents are working on the computer a lot more and trying to balance out their kids and their education. There's a lot more going on when it comes to technology. And so we've been talking a lot about just giving ourselves grace as parents and accepting that things are going to be different and that it's not going to look the same. It's going to be different, and that's okay. But finding out what's best for the family and best for your kids is really where the decisions come from. Some kids can handle technology, a lot more technology. They can transition really well. They can still get their things done. And some kids can't. They really struggle a lot with behaviors, non-compliance, difficulty transitioning to one task to another, getting back into connecting, even responding in a healthy way, which then really makes it difficult when parents are trying to manage and shift gears and kids are not willing to do that. So I'm going to offer a couple ideas that we've been talking about in some of my sessions with my families about ways to kind of help support them and support their kids in this process. The first one is sometimes when we are having a lot of time on technology, we tend to kind of get sucked in and our brains kind of are just in a way become mindless. And so one way that we can help them connect is through yoga balls. Sitting on yoga balls or standing, which means that our body has to stay connected along with our brain. So they're connected together because we have to be able to stay solid on that yoga ball because we're going to be moving around a little bit. And the kids can still play their video games or watch TV, but they don't have the ability to go completely mindless and sink into that couch or just completely lose track of time fully because they're engaged with their body. So that's one idea to help kind of support in kids not being totally lost within their technology. Another one is to incorporate exercise. So one thing that we've talked about is creating like a get moving jar, and I have a get moving cup, and so inside is a whole bunch of ideas. So as soon as they are done with their technology time, whether it be a TV time, e-learning time, Zoom calls, or video games, have them go to their get moving cup and they have to pull out something. And they just pull out one piece of paper and it might say do 20 jumping jacks, or it might say jump on the trampoline for 3 minutes, or it might say run up and down the stairs. And there's a different activity. What this does is this helps your left and right brain actually start talking to each other again. And so this can help with that easier for the transition and the movement back and forth from video games, technology time, back to maybe doing some tasks or some chores or just even getting ready for bed. And so making sure that every single time they do, they have to get moving, they have to become physical, move their body around, get the energy flowing in their brain, get their left and right brain talking to each other again to help it get easier back into that transition of what's next. A third suggestion is when it comes to connection time. So we don't have the social interactions that we've been having before. So a lot of people, which I think is really awesome, that we are able to connect through technology, through Zoom, through FaceTime, through different platforms. And it can be lots of fun. But I'm going to suggest, and I have been suggesting to my families, that you make it meaningful and purposeful. So if you have some friends or some kids who want to connect with some friends, create a plan. Have purpose and meaning behind what they want to do. So I've had a lot of families do different things, which has been really cool. So I had one family where their daughter was connecting, having a virtual play date with some friends, some sisters, and so they ended up on either end making some cookies together in the kitchen, and they joined together and talked together while they were making the cookies and baking the cookies, and they were kind of sharing with each other in that way. I've had some other friends who have done like Lego building. And so they use the Lego building. So you have, everyone's kind of on their videos, but they're also communicating and also being active at the same time. Another really good idea is to do maybe once a week you have a yoga time, or some sort of dance party. And so the kids get together every Tuesday at 3 o'clock. Everyone's just kind of letting loose and just having video, but playful. And you have a purpose behind it that's engaging, and it accomplishes a lot of social skill development, emotional skill development, communication skills, and maybe even other skills like paper folding and other crafts that they might want to do together. And then they can always send it to each other as well, even if they can't actually see each other. So those are some things to do that might help with that technology piece, and helping it feel less like you have to set so many boundaries with it, but you're shifting how you are allowing the technology to take place in your house. A way to also bring this really to a mindfulness piece is that I think is really, really important, is that you incorporate your kids in the decision making. So if you're going to make your get ready, get moving jar, you have them sit down and come up with ideas that they might have. Discuss it first. Instead of just showing up and saying this is what you're going to do, bring in a whole discussion about how this isn't working, and actually incorporate their ideas and putting it in the jar. When it comes to your planning Zoom calls and virtual play dates, have them come up with some ideas and some suggestions that they can offer, that they can plan. You do not have to do all the planning. You don't have to do all of the coordination for all of this. Bring them in with it. These are skills that they need anyway, so why not just do it all at once and have fun with it? So I hope this is really helpful for you with ideas for how you can use technology in a different way, letting go of the expectations that things need to be regimented or limited or finalized when it comes to what's going on with your kids, and just maybe shift gears, create a different way to approach technology than just simply a time limit. So I will see you in the next video. Bye.